What's happening, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Hope everybody's doing well. So we're in the Subi, we're in the Hulk right here, and I have another unboxing and install video for you from one of my sponsors, GOGOCARBON. This one is their trim piece, their carbon fiber trim piece for the steering wheel. This is for the 15 and up WRX STI. And there's two ways of going about this. There's a not so hard way, but you're kind of blind, and then there's the easy way, which is a little bit harder. Let me explain. So this is the piece right here. Look at this beautiful piece, and you see, got it primed from Amazon. This is from the Amazon store. Look at that beautiful weave, that clear coat. Guys, it was carefully wrapped in the box. They give you a high horsepower sticker and a thank you note right here. So it's a beautiful, beautiful piece, which will go nicely right here. The only thing is, obviously, they don't have the STI logo on it, but this will go nicely with my beautiful carbon fiber steering wheel. Now, guys, I have another video. It's been made for months now. I just never put it out because this is the A51 Smart Wheel. This was from Burns Auto, but obviously a lot of you guys know in the Instagram world that he kind of did not do right by his patrons, and a lot of them got cheated out of a lot of money, and that's why I didn't bring this wheel out, but it's out there. So what we're gonna be doing is the easy but harder way where you're blind is putting a hole. So this piece right here is connected to just one Phillips head screw, and this is it behind here. This piece right here, literally, it's very thin, so with a drill you can go through that literally in a second. It's very, very thin. What you're gonna have to do is drill approximately, I would say, about 1.5 to 2 inches up from this base right here. So from here, about 1.5 to 2 inches up, dead center, and you will be able to see the head of the Phillips head screw from behind. So that's the first way. All right, guys, so the second way to do this is where you are going to need to disconnect your battery, because what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking off the airbag portion in order to get the entire wheel off to access the back of the wheel. Now, it's pretty straightforward. Disconnect the battery. The only thing that's probably going to tie you up is taking this portion out, because there's 3 pre-made holes. You'll see it right here. There's one there, there's one on the other side, and then there's one to the bottom. What you have to do, and I know a lot of gurus will be like, oh, take a flathead. No, guys, you take an angled pick. Number one, it can get in there faster in order to pry it out. Let me show you. That's one. So ready, loosen. The first time I ever had to do this, guys, I literally took at least 30 minutes on just one side. I literally just got that off in a couple of seconds. You get? All right, guys, so once both side portions are loose, you take whatever tool, the flathead or a Phillips head, you push it in the pre-made hole to the bottom, and you push the pin. You just push straight up, and you're gonna feel, boom. See that snap? That's how fast it is. Now you'll see what I'm trying to tell you right here. See these yellow clips right here? You can take your angled pick, go in here, and you just pry this yellow clip up on both, and that will allow you to pull both of these connections out. Now, I want to show you what I was trying to explain earlier. These are the clips on the bone of the steering wheel right here. Here, and there's one to the bottom there. Now, what you're doing, the reason why you take an angled tool is this. When you put the pick in the hole in the side, it's angled where, look, it goes right to, see how it's pushing that? That's what you have to do. If you take a screwdriver, which is straight, like all these gurus try to tell you out there, you will spend a long time trying to push that clip. And the reason why you're pushing that clip, by you pushing the clip See this hole right here? It releases this portion right here. So that's what we're trying to do. We were releasing these pins, 1, 2, 3, in order to free up this entire centerpiece or the airbag. And now guys, what you're gonna need is, once you disconnect and pull these out, you have to pull this piece out right here. There's a little pin that you have to squeeze right here. See it right here? That little pin you have to squeeze, and you'll be able to pull this out like so. Once you squeeze it, pull it out like so. Okay, once you pull this out, then this entire piece will be free. You can put it on the side. Then you're gonna need a 17mm socket. And guys, you're definitely gonna need a torque wrench for later, because you have to re-torque this to 29 foot-pounds. Okay, this right here, guys, just in case you want to know, this is called your clock spring. Your clock spring enables you to make an electrical connection to the wheel while turning it. Like, because you just can't have wires running from one side of the back side of the wheel to the front and turning your wheel. You'll rip the wires out. So the clock spring, that's the device that has these ports where you can connect all these harnesses, and it maintains that homeostasis where you could turn your wheel and still have an electrical connection. So now, once you get all of this stuff and you put this stuff to the side, you take your 17 mil, you loosen the wheel. Now you don't take the nut all the way out, you loosen it all the way to the end, because what you're gonna be doing is you're gonna have to hold the wheel and slightly wiggle and pull. And you don't want that wheel hitting you in the face if you take the nut all the way out. So the nut is literally acting as a barrier so you don't break your face open. You get what I'm saying? All right, guys, here we go. So from the time lapse, you see me breaking the nut right here. Now, I screwed it all the way out except for taking it all the way out. So there's some thread left back in the nut. And there's about a good 1/4 inch of space now between the nut and where the nut goes fully screwed into the spline. So now what I have to do is I'm gonna have to hold the wheel firmly and slightly put it like this. It's gonna be some considerable force. That's why I said you just you don't screw the nut out all the way, because you need something to brace that pressure when you actually get it out. And guys, the sun, it's really, really, really cold outside. It's like in the teens, single digit feels like with the wind chill, but the sun is out, so it's like an illusion. So it's very, very cold, and I have a muffle over my mouth slightly because it's so cold in this car. So now, what I have to do first is, remember I discussed about the clock spring earlier, and there's this little harness right here. Just press this white harness, you pull it out. Once I press the harness and pull it out, now I can pull out the entire wheel, and I'll show you what I mean. All right, guys, watch. As I said, considerable force. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Considerable force. Now, once you break the wheel loose, you screw off the nut, and I want to show you something. For a lot of guys who are not experienced in this, I've taken this wheel off countless times. What you can do is, one second. So here's a close-up. Once you take the nut off, what you can do, you can take a Sharpie, okay? So the wheel is all the way in. You could take a Sharpie and you can mark. You can mark right here and the threads. Put a nice line right there in case you need to know where to put your wheel back into, because it goes into grooves. You get what I'm saying? It goes into grooves, so you need to know where to put your wheel back into. So you can make some marks. You can make a nice mark with a Sharpie. See where I'm pointing with the pick? Nice straight line, if you get what I'm saying, so you don't lose your spot. And that's it. So now, since this wheel is out, I can literally take the whole wheel off. I'll show you. Just move this out, move this. All you're really doing is sliding the airbag connections through, and the entire wheel is out. So now, since the wheel is out, I have to use a different angle. So the back of the steering wheel, right here, there's an orange clip right here. You just need like some needle nose pliers. Once you squeeze that, it will loosen up this cruise control connection right here. Once you loosen up the cruise control connection, holding up the back plastic piece, there's a Phillips head screw right here that has to be loosened. And these harness wires, I took a picture of it, I'll put it up right here. These harness wires, you just gotta slide them out of these clips. It's very, very easy. I'll show you, just like so. You push up and slide it out, see? So all the wires are slid out already, and this whole back plastic piece is gonna come out. So that's how you will get to that screw for this. Okay guys, so I loosened up the orange clip and I took off that Phillips head screw. Make sure, don't lose your stuff. Now this entire back plastic piece can come out. Now once that back plastic piece can come out, you don't necessarily need to disconnect the cruise control, but you can. You can just hang it right here. This is the Phillips head screw right here for this lower trim piece. Now this is the hole that I made right here. I could see the Phillips head screw. This is the one downfall though, and I will show you. Once you unscrew this and the steering wheel is still on, you better pray that the screw doesn't fall into the wheel. You get what I'm saying? Otherwise, you're gonna end up taking out you're gonna have to take out the whole wheel to get the screw back, if you get what I'm saying. So look. This is the Phillips head right here. What you would have to do is unscrew it and push on it so it doesn't come out this way. Unscrew it and pull the trim piece from the front in order to get it out. Because if this screw falls like so, if it comes out and falls into the plastic, now you're shit out of luck. So you can do it the first way that I showed you, but just beware. Now the first way is easier, but you just have to be a little careful. That's all. It's not that it can't be done, it can be done. It's actually an easy method, but you're kind of blind, you know what I mean? You just gotta make sure the screw doesn't fall into, because remember, the steering wheel is angled like so. The steering wheel is angled like this. So you don't want the screw falling out like so. Like vibrating and come out like this. You get what I'm saying? So you just gotta be mindful of that. And that's it. So now, obviously I took the other part off. Now I could put on the carbon trim piece. And now guys, the carbon trim piece has these little bevels right here that goes into these holes for my carbon wheel or the stock wheel. Just make sure you line it up properly. Man, this thing looks great already. Yeah, this looks beautiful. So it's a good thing that the sun is here. Look how beautiful this piece looks already. See my green, see my red, see my black trim. Shit looks fly. Turn it over. Let's screw this bad boy in. All right guys, so from the time lapses, you put the plastic back first. The cruise control portion gets inserted. This little screw right here, you put it back to hold down that plastic backing that we drilled into earlier. Once you set your wheel, if you lined it up, once you line your wheel back up, make sure your clock spring is straight, or you know how you get it. Make sure it's not bent that way. Make sure it's totally vertical. Now, once you have everything nice and straight, you torque it back down, 29 foot-pounds. Obviously, guys, you see me with my torque wrench right here. 29 foot-pounds. You connect your harnesses back, and now it's literally time to put the airbag in. And that's really it. Let me do that real quick. All right, guys, so obviously the install is complete. Once you reinstall your airbag harness and everything like that, you have to reconnect your battery. Once you reconnect your battery, if you have gauges or even down to a stock vehicle, you're gonna have to obviously go over your time settings and stuff and adjust this to how it was, because everything is about, it went back to factory in the car by resetting the battery for whatever extended amount of time. Okay, now look how beautiful this piece looks, man. It is beautiful. I like it, and it literally matches this portion right here. I love it, man. It looks dope. Looks dope. Got my green, got my red. Yeah, love it. Love it, love it, love it. Guys, definitely check them out. Check out GOGOCARBON on Instagram, @GOGOCARBON. Check them out on Amazon. Guys, definitely like, subscribe, comment. You know what to do. Let me know what you think. As I told you before, you can literally go make a hole 1.5 to 2 inches up on that same plastic piece. Just make sure when you unscrew that Phillips head, make sure the screw doesn't fall into the cover itself. That's the only thing you really have to worry about, and you can actually take this off without taking off the entire steering wheel. But I actually had to go over everything in case somebody ended up in a pickle and ended up dropping the screw. Now they got to take off the wheel, so I wanted to show you guys. All right? Anyway, guys, you know what to do. As I said, like, subscribe, comment. I will talk to y'all soon. Check out GOGOCARBON. Guys, DM them. Use my name, WikedWips, for a discount on their site. DM them the information. They get back to you. They have excellent customer service. Be well.